10 reasons why a guy will sneak glances at you. Our gaze naturally gravitates towards things or individuals that capture our attention. On occasion, this may signify that we find a particular person attractive. However, there are instances when the repeated glances directed at someone go beyond mere physical allure. A furtive look doesn't always signal romantic interest, it might be fueled by curiosity, recognition, or even nervousness. If you've ever been the subject of such discreet observations, you might be pondering the reasons behind it. You've come to the right place. This video delves into the psychology underlying these covert glances, unraveling the top 10 motivations why an individual might be surreptitiously keeping an eye on you. 1. Attraction. Let's kick off this list with the most straightforward reason: attraction. It's as uncomplicated as it can be. The guy perceives you as attractive and can't resist sneaking a peek. The thing is, when we encounter someone who we find visually appealing, our brains often nudge us to steal another look. It's akin to how we can't help but admire a beautiful painting, a breathtaking landscape, or a sleek new car. It's a fundamental aspect of human nature to appreciate beauty, and when a guy deems you good-looking, it's almost instinctual for him to steal a glance or two. However, attraction isn't solely about appearances. There might be something about your personality that he finds captivating. It could be the way you laugh, the manner in which you articulate your thoughts, or the kindness you extend to others. Beauty transcends the physical, and frequently, what genuinely draws people in is an individual's distinct character and spirit. 2. Curiosity. Have you ever found yourself observing someone simply because they exude an intriguing aura? Well, that's precisely what this point is addressing. Guys, like anyone else, are naturally inquisitive beings. We all possess an inherent urge to unravel mysteries and comprehend things that arouse our curiosity. Therefore, when a guy repeatedly glances in your direction, he might be captivated by something unique about you. It could be the distinctive way you dress or your self-assured demeanor. Maybe he's fascinated by the book you're engrossed in, or the way you handle a particular situation. This isn't necessarily rooted in attraction, it's more about an interest driven by the desire to learn more about what makes you exceptional. 3. Familiarity. Have you ever experienced that sensation when you come across someone and think, I believe I've encountered this person before? This might be what's occurring when a guy keeps surreptitiously observing you. If he senses a vague familiarity but can't quite pinpoint where or when he's seen you before, it could lead to him taking a few more peeks in your direction. He's attempting to jog his memory and ascertain if you truly are the person he believes he recognizes. This scenario can also unfold if you bear a resemblance to someone he knows. It's intriguing how our brains function, they often seek out patterns, likenesses, and connections. So, if you happen to bear a striking likeness to his high school best friend or a beloved celebrity, don't be startled if you catch him stealing glances. 4. You stand out. In a world where conformity often prevails, standing out is akin to a breath of fresh air. When a guy takes notice of something unique or distinctive about you, it may trigger him to subtly steal glances in your direction. This isn't about being peculiar or unconventional, but rather, it's connected to possessing a quality, style, or attitude that sets you apart from the crowd. It might be your individual sense of fashion or the way you wholeheartedly laugh in public without a trace of self-consciousness. It could be your unmistakable and magnetic charisma or your distinct hair color. Whatever the specific trait may be, it's the one catching his attention and piquing his curiosity, prompting those secret glances. 5. He's into you. Now, this extends beyond mere physical attraction or casual curiosity. We're delving into deeper, more emotional territory here, the kind of feelings that might linger in his thoughts, causing sleepless nights as he contemplates you. When we harbor sentiments for someone, we often find ourselves irresistibly drawn to them, much like a moth to a flame. We catch ourselves consistently stealing glances in their direction, even when we attempt to resist the urge. Should you observe a guy frequently directing his gaze your way, especially when he believes you aren't watching, there's a strong likelihood that he's harboring romantic feelings for you. 6. He's nervous. Another plausible explanation for a guy frequently sneaking glances at you is his nervousness. This might be interconnected with his attraction or interest in you, but it can also stand on its own as a reason. Much like most individuals, guys can experience anxiety, particularly when they find themselves in the company of someone they are fond of. This anxiety can prompt them to display behaviors that deviate from their usual demeanor, such as taking covert glances. Nonetheless, it's not always tied to romantic interest. It could be related to scenarios where he feels nervous for various reasons, such as you being his superior at work or him having to deliver a presentation in your presence, and he's attempting to gauge your mood. This apprehension can lead to these discreet glances. 7. He admires you. Admiration can manifest in various ways. It might be because he holds your work in high esteem, values your insights, or regards you as a role model in some regard. When a guy admires you, his natural inclination is to observe you closely. He could be endeavoring to grasp your thought processes, understand how you tackle challenges, or simply admire your interactions with others. In this scenario, his glances aren't born from romantic interest or curiosity but rather from a sincere sense of respect and admiration for you as an individual. It's akin to how one would regard a mentor or someone they aspire to emulate. 8. He's trying to get your attention. Moving on to the next point, he's aiming to capture your attention. Occasionally, when a guy is intrigued by you, he'll attempt to engage your gaze with the hope of initiating a conversation or merely establishing a connection. This conduct is particularly prevalent in social settings such as parties or group gatherings, where initiating a conversation out of the blue might come across as somewhat bold. Instead, he might employ these discreet glances as a subtle way of signaling his desire to engage with you. This scenario can also unfold in places like a cafe or a park, where both of you are strangers. An occasional, furtive glance here and there may serve as his method of expressing interest without intruding upon your personal space or time. 9. He's daydreaming. On occasion, a guy may not be surreptitiously casting glances at you with any specific connection to you. Instead, he might be lost in his own thoughts, and his gaze coincidentally falls in your direction. People frequently drift into a daydream when their minds wander, and if you happen to be within their line of sight, it can appear as though they are looking at you. In actuality, they may not even be consciously processing what they are observing. This doesn't imply that he lacks interest in you, but it's valuable to bear in mind that not every glance carries a concealed meaning or intention behind it. 10. He's a natural observer. Finally, there are some guys who are innate observers. They take pleasure in observing people or are inherently more visually attuned. These individuals possess a knack for discerning details that might escape the notice of others, even when it comes to the individuals in their vicinity. If a guy frequently casts surreptitious glances your way, it could be attributed to his innate observational tendencies. It doesn't necessarily imply that he aims to make you feel uneasy or that he holds romantic interest in you. It's simply his natural mode of interaction with the world around him. Conclusion. There could be a multitude of motives behind why a guy might discreetly glance in your direction. While this list encompasses some of the most prevalent reasons, it's vital to keep in mind that individuals are unique. If you find yourself uncertain about why a particular guy frequently directs his gaze your way, the most effective approach could involve engaging in an open and honest conversation to gain clarity. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.